Good morning. It's going to be a tough day. Yesterday was pretty shocking. I found this is like right at dusk. Typical. I went out because the chickens were making noise, and I've lost a couple of chickens in the past few weeks, and I thought it was hawks. So I was doing all this anti-hawk protection stuff, and I saw a bobcat, a lynx, with one of my chickens in its mouth, dashing across the upper yard where the chickens are installed. And I just, I was expecting to see a hawk. I was expecting to see a hawk on top of a chicken, okay? So I didn't know what it was at first, and it's got a great disguise, and you really can't see it unless it's in motion. It ran away with what I thought was a chicken, but evidently was just a mouthful of feathers. And my chicken was just in a heap over there, and I couldn't get very close to it. I don't want to see another animal die. So I was trying to get the other chickies back into the coop, and they were pretty freaked out. And they were scattered across the yard, so I had to go in two different directions, and not knowing whether the bobcat was coming back or not, not knowing, I hadn't looked it up yet on the internet. Well, I really did think that chickie was a goner, and I closed up the coop, and I was gonna go over there and maybe look at it, and it started walking back. So evidently what I've read in a book is that chickens go into shock. Like if a dog gets them and shakes them in their mouth or something, they just go into shock, and they may very well die of the shock, even though their injuries aren't bad. So this chicken was in shock when the bobcat dropped it, and it was just sort of laying there in a heap, and it picked itself back up, walked over to the coop. I mean, it was not looking very happy, not looking very healthy. I mean, it was just like, ooh, do I really want to look? But it was able to get itself up into the coop. It did fall down once, trying to get up to the upper perch, and I just, gave it a little, I have a spare perch that I can put in my hand and, put under their legs and lift them up, which, this poor bird, I know it's the morning now, and hopefully it made it through the night, because it lost a lot of feathers, and luckily it wasn't too cold last night, but still, I feel for the poor chickie. And whether or not it'll survive, I don't know. The storm's coming in, and I've got to, basically, as soon as the sun comes up, I've got to do the perimeter walk and the predator walk. Because evidently, humankind are the predators of bobcats, which are lynx. California lynx is what they are. Man. It just kind of shocked me last night, it just kind of shocked me to see that happening. And not, I had been so sure it was hawks. And now I realize I've been doing a lot of the wrong things. Different predator, different tactics. And with this huge storm coming in, I don't know what I can do to protect my chickens over the next few days, because the coop is not large enough for them to stay in during the day. I just don't know what's going to happen. So, there it is. I guess I'm going to do the perimeter walk to see if it's getting in through the fence somehow. And if I can't find a way for it to get into the fence, then it's got to have a den in the thicket of the brambles. Basically, that's one of the things they do, is they find various dens. They might have their main den and then a few dens in different parts. So maybe it's climbed over a tree and gotten in and has not gotten back out yet, and is just, eating birds, eating my chickens, and, scaring the heck out of my cat. Anyway, what am I going to do? It's going to be a day today. Anyway, have fun.